All right, welcome back. So to shed some light on what you've just seen, we've got some gentlemen here with us. But before that, let me just let you know that in 1972, the Morehouse College Glee Club organized its first musical tour to Nigeria. And that was with support from the U.S. Department of State. Now, that tour infused African music into the Glee Club's tradition and American choral music in general. 50 years later, choirs across the United States now sing in Nigerian languages, yes, such as Igbo, Yoruba, highlighting the long-term impact of that cultural exchange. Now, with support from the U.S. Consulate, the Morehouse College Glee Club is commemorating the 50th anniversary of that visit to Nigeria. And by the way, Morehouse College Glee Club is rooted in Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy. Dr. King was one of the notable alumni of the Morehouse College Glee Club, the only all-male, historically black college in the U.S. So here are the gentlemen who are joining us today to shed some light on that. John Beatty, he is a business major and a tenor singer for Morehouse College. Yohari Dean Lindsay, he's a biology major and film minor graduate for Morehouse College. And then we've got Albert Gomez. I actually asked him, Albert Gomez? Albert Gomez.
Adekunle Gomez.
Now that's the part that lets you know that he is the Lagos coordinator of the 50th anniversary Nigeria tour for Morehouse College. He's also a musical director with Our Lady of Perpetual Help here in Nigeria. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you all for coming.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Okay, so Adekunle, you've been helping out with a lot of things going on here. So give us a background for this.
Okay, so 3 years ago, myself and Dr. Aaron, who you met, started discussing this, and he said he wanted that it's going to be 50 years, and he wants the Glee Club to come back. And we said, okay, let's make it work. And he started all the work, and we've been liaising ever since, and it's been wonderful. It's been a ride. I have met these young men, and they are wonderful people. I don't know. The video you watched, that I just watched just now, is a Yoruba song, actually. It's about Christmas, talking about Bethlehem and the adoration of Christ. So that's what that video is about. And the Morehouse Glee Club, like you said, is an all-male school, all-male chorus. And wonderful singers, wonderful directors. I know you've not heard them before. Don't worry, you hear them this time.
Well, John, give us your thinking in terms of how you keyed into all of this and your visit to Nigeria at the moment.
Well, first off, I just want to say thank you for having us on this wonderful TV show this morning. But my visit into Nigeria has been amazing thus far. We started out in Abuja, then we made our way to Enugu, and now we're in Lagos. Each of them has been completely different. The food is amazing. The people are beautiful.
Hope you didn't try too much spice.
Oh, no, it's never too much spice.
Oh, nice.
I like spice. And one thing that makes this trip even more interesting for me is that in the middle of dinner one day, I looked back at some DNA tests and actually come to find out I'm 44% Nigerian. So it kind of made this experience just a little bit better, a little bit more spicy.
What was the thinking when you saw, wow, 44% Nigerian?
It made sense because a lot of people, since I've been in Nigeria, have walked up to me, tried to interact with me in their language, and I'm looking at them like, I speak.
Where was he while that was happening?
So
that was in Enugu. But if you look at him very well. He looks like an Igbo man, actually. He looks like an Igbo man for real.
Yeah. Well, how about you? How's your experience?
It's been wonderful. You know, I really do have a strong interest in the Nigerian entertainment industry. I've really seen how rapidly it's growing when it comes to its international reach. And so when I had the opportunity to immerse myself in it firsthand, I wanted to take that chance. So it's just been wonderful to see from radio to film, and even it's just to the studios. It's been an absolute blessing to be able to experience. And I've only been here since Tuesday. But it's been quite the week.
You're also in South Africa, and then What?
Yes, yes, I was.
How did that experience go for you?
It was really again another blessing. I'm an Oprah Winfrey Scholar at Morehouse, and so we completed our South Africa Social Justice Leadership Program there. That was about 2 weeks, so it's been great to see the differences between South Africa and here in Nigeria, a western part of Africa.
So how deep are you in the entertainment industry here? What do you plan to do with it?
So I really want to just absorb and learn as much as possible. I always had an affinity for film, but I never had the confidence to pursue it. But when you really love something, that never goes away. So at Morehouse, I decided to get my film minor outside of biology, and I've taken really every opportunity to immerse myself in professional spaces for the entertainment industry. So in the US, I interned at 2 big agencies, and I've just really tried to make the most of my environment and network. So after my time here in Nigeria, I will complete the Academy Gold Rising program with the Academy of Motion Pictures in the US. So I'm really excited about that, and I definitely plan to make the most of my time here with meeting CEOs at OGD Studios and touring some other studios, and just, definitely making the most
Sounds great.
of it.
So, Albert, what do we expect from this anniversary celebration?
Now, they're going to be touring Nigeria, like I said. Abuja, Enugu, and Lagos. In Lagos, we're going to have four places of performance. University of Lagos Main Auditorium, the Muson Center, and there's an Anglican church in Ebute Metta. Then the Catholic Church at VI, Our Lady of Perpetual Help, VI. Then in Enugu, we're going to have 2 places of performance, and in Abuja, 1.
So they perform here as well?
Yeah,
in Yoruba and Igbo songs?
Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, and Negro spirituals. And they are going to be performing with students from secondary schools. Which, you see, some months back, myself, Aaron, and the director of the Glee Club, he came to Nigeria, and we had some workshops for the students of some secondary schools, and they sang together, and they're going to actually sing together with them, which is making it a Nigerian thing as well as it is an American thing.
So I understand you've been coaching them in terms of what, Nigerian languages, how to pronounce those words?
Yeah.
How does that play out?
Yeah. Sometimes it's funny, but other times it's quite good. You can imagine...
Is John having fun with it?
He is. You can imagine pronouncing Bahaliba, and the word pronounces G, Baga. So they first said Bagaliba. I said, no, it's Baha. The Nigerian languages have a way of silencing a lot of letters. So we're trying to get them to, get used to it.
How's that coming out for you, John?
Oh, it's pretty, it's a challenge. But I feel like I've been doing pretty good at it, so.
Yeah, he's been doing good.
So now that all of this is happening, how is this strengthening the quest? Because you know that there's so many, Nigerians who even want to go there. Do you have a lot of interest now in terms of Nigerians who want to, particularly go to Morehouse College?
Yes, for instance, some of the students from the secondary school, actually, they are very, very interested in actually going to Morehouse College. Went to St. Gregory's College, St. Finbarr's, and at least I know that about 6 or 7 of them from St. Finbarr's College. I've started applying, about 6 or so from St. Gregory's College too. From the others, I do not know, but at least those ones I'm very, very, I know about those ones. Mm-hmm. And I've tried to start their process, and Morehouse College has said that they're going to make it even easier for them.
So, Harry, did you pick up any language whatsoever, just for the singing, or you want to leave it at the singing alone?
I would say I've been hearing them practice. So I'm definitely just, again, absorbing and, listening into what they're saying.
Any ideas about entertainment, what you want to do with that as well?
For here in Nigeria, at the moment, I'm still just learning, and I'm definitely just picking up and just absorbing my environment, I would say.
Is this your first time in Nigeria, both of you?
Yes, it is.
First time out of the country.
Oh, first time out of the country?
Yes.
Wow. And it was here coming to
Nigeria, yes.
Nigeria?
Yes.
Wow, and it's been very interesting
That's
for
to
you.
show you that Nigeria is great.
So what do you think so far?
It's a beautiful
come back?
country. The culture is so rich, and the history it runs deep, and it shows up in every capacity of the Nigerian culture, like from the art to the music to the foods, and it's just a beautiful thing to experience.
What made you take that DNA test?
I'm sorry?
Why did you go to take the DNA
It
test?
was actually a project that I had to do my freshman year when I was a biology major. And so I had to take it, and I still had the results in my email. Still got the emails, about different updates related to the test. And we're sitting at dinner one day, and I'm just like, hey, let me actually see, especially because I kept on getting these interactions with the Nigerians, and they're speaking to me with their language. And I'm just like, let me just see what's up. And so I checked the results, and it said 68% West African, and then it went down to be more specific, and it said 44% Nigerian. So kind of made me feel good. Felt like I was at home at a certain point.
He
Yeah,
actually
sure.
checked it when he was in Nigeria. He didn't check it since.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was when he came to Nigeria, he checked it.
So it must have been some kind of feeling.
It was a
if you had
feeling.
checked it here,
Yeah.
as opposed to checking it back home.
Right.
No.
So-
Get it right. He checked it home. He's home.
It's his first time out of America.
But he is home.
Yeah, but so how does this work for Morehouse College? I mean, after this particular tour, it's is it a yearly tour, or did they look to see how increase the frequency?
I'm sure they'll want to actually increase it. Instead of making it 50 years, maybe they can do 10 years, another 10 years, if the school is interested, and if the consulate is actually interested too. So it's all about, it costs a lot actually to get them here and all that. So
How many of them? How many of you are here?
40 singers. Yeah, with 4 faculty members. So that's 44.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Wow.
That's a
And
lot.
so this performance that is good, is it going to be open to the public? How
Yeah,
is it
it's
going to go?
free for everybody that wants to attend.
Oh, okay. So the cultural exchange, what kind of advantages have you seen with that exchange so far?
In terms of cultural exchange, I've been liaising with schools in the US for quite a while through Dr. Carter. In terms of cultural exchange, they will learn more. We'll also learn about them. It's quite funny to know that they are not that different. It's just the way they speak. It's just the way they speak.
So in terms of the reception and the relationship, strengthen the ties between African Americans and Africans, this particular trip and the song, the experience for you, has it contributed in any way to improve that, Yohari?
I would say so because, as Albert pointed out, we really are not that different from each other. And so many times throughout history, we've been divided and we've been made to use our differences as a ways to avoid each other or as to really just stay apart from one another. So really, I really believe that we need to focus on what unites us and this how similar we really are and what we can really use to help grow each other, I would say.
So, but John, when this song is performed, what can you tell us about the kind of reception it gets when people see you singing songs in Nigerian languages, for instance?
It's going to take us back to our roots, back to where we began, especially for myself, like going back to, I know it's probably like 3 to 5 generations back, but just returning home and just like getting back to where we started and also just reconnecting to where we, the past. And I think that's going to be good for the people who come, later on in this month. Just reconnecting and also just getting the opportunity to, explore their history. And I think that's going to be good for all of us. I know for me it's been beneficial in so many ways.
Do you see a lot more people trying to explore or even visit just as you've done?
Not necessarily. Well, not specifically Nigeria. But I know since I've been gone, a lot of people, I feel like I've inspired other people to, get up and get out of the country and see what the world has to offer. And I feel like I've also been able to just provide a glimpse of what Nigeria is, just through the pictures and the stories that I've told them. And still, and I feel like it's going to be good for everybody. Yeah.
Well, here's an itching actually to see how that song sounds, just listening to everything. But how do the coaching that you've been doing, how do you do it? Do you teach them all of the languages or just how to pronounce specific words?
Specific words on the type of songs, the particular songs that we're singing. Now, talking about Negro spiritual, let me go there. Mm-hmm. There is a link between Negro spirituals and African music. African music mainly deals with call and response. Actually, a lot of African music. For instance, we're going to be singing Welo Bidingpa. When there's the Welo Bidingpa, there's the response. And we're going to also be doing a Negro spiritual, which is I'm building me a home. And he says, I'm building me a home. We all respond. So that's link. You see, there's the link between, let me not go to Africa now, Nigeria, and that rich culture of the Negro spirituals. So it's actually amazing when you actually study it. You find out that a lot of things, apart from the harmonic structure, a lot of things are similar. A lot.
Well, I'm not going to keep you waiting for long because we have to go to break so that they can. We'll come back and listen to them perform. Yes, we want to just hear that and have that experience ourselves. For those of you who have not seen it, and as you may have heard, it's free. Yes. So people can come in and watch.
Yes,
and
any
listen.
of the centers. Yeah.
Any of the centers.
Any of the centers.
Have you performed anywhere? I mean, has it happened in Enugu and Abuja yet?
No. It's happening. They arrive in Nigeria. The full group is arriving in Nigeria 26th of this month.
All right, that will be fantastic. So that we'll be looking forward to in just a moment. So just give us a moment. We'll be back. All right, so let's bring you the Morehouse College Glee Club singing in our studios, actually. So here they are.
I'm building me a home.
I'm building me a home.
Building me a home.
I'm building me a home.
Building me a home.
I'm building me a home.
Building me a home.
I'm building me a home.
This earthly house.
This earthly
It's
house.
gonna soon decay.
It's gonna soon decay.
And my soul's gotta
And my soul's gotta have somewhere to stay.
Oh, well, bidim bagaliba.
Bagaliba.
Oh, well, bidim bagaliba.
Bagaliba. Cuando ibani yawe onya banarili awona ya ikolo wa manuso wele mana oda ichenu welo bidimba Mímọ́ l'Olúwa. Mímọ́. 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 Mímọ́ l'Olúwa. Mímọ́. 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 Akwei wanageri chana kuza de Sokoto we sunanza we sunanza mafara Akwei wanageri chana kuza de Sokoto we sunanza we sunanza mafara nyari asanu nezuwa yani we sunanza mafara yani asanu nezuwa yani we sunanza mafara Akwei wanageri chana kuza de Sokoto we sunanza we sunanza mafara Akwei wanageri chana kuza de Sokoto we sunanza we sunanza mafara.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. So that's the tip of the iceberg of what to expect, as you heard them say in the previous interview. It's open, they will be performing, and so you are very much welcome to go and watch. So when the larger crew arrive, so they will join up with them and then have that performance. I mean, looking at them, you won't even know.
One of the things that you can actually find in all of these conversations, Chamberlain, is as that you heard in the interview you conducted with them. We're not much different. We're not much different, and it's only when someone opens their mouth that you know that there's a difference. We're not much different. So all of these permutations and calculations and deviations and all of that, we're not much different.
And I like the fact that they're doing this so they can pull together. The African Americans, the Africans themselves. Yeah. We need to begin to see things from a different perspective, from the same prism. So you're going to understand that yes, just as you heard them say, very lovely, tracing their roots, and so all of that, it counts for something.
One of the things that I found out in the build-up to the program of this morning is, of course, first of all, the Glee Club, this club that you spoke with, is just one of the several extracurricular activities in a school.
Yeah.
And for me, that speaks volumes. And it's why do you do extracurricular activities? So work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Absolutely.
So I learned a number of things, and I was looking out for principles, that you go away with from school to take into the world. And the school, of course, not advertising for the school particularly, but it's the Morehouse Glee Club. And the Morehouse is a college in the US. So I was looking out for those principles, and I can see some of them. These are things that you take to the world. And you take those principles to the world, you live by it, 50 years and counting.
Yeah.
That's quite something.
That's something. And just to re-emphasize your point, we're not very different. Actually, you would never know. In fact, I could easily identify John, the other guy, as an Igbo guy, a regular Igbo guy from Nigeria. But they're African Americans, so we're all the same. And love is a universal language. And community singing, which is what they're doing really, is actually a very powerful tool for bonding.
Absolutely.
So that's what catches my fancy about these young guys. And positive engagement also.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see, what they are like on stage. That those communities.
You should go watch
singing,
them. Yeah.
Oh, most certainly. I mean, especially if you're used to choral singing, choral, music and all of that, the diversity. Why is it that it's a particular class of people that watch those things? So why is it a particular class of people that watch choral music, and what does it do to their brains, to their minds? We should ask those questions among ourselves, so you know what are the things that interest you and why do those things interest you. Why do those class of people go for ensemble, orchestra, choral music? Why? There is a reason. Okay, I'm back to my why question, right?
Well, yeah,
that's,
so it was,
that's another subject.
yeah, so I mean,
discussion
so
for
some of
another
those you
time.
saw there. Yeah, I mean, I had introduced John Beatty, who was a business major and tenor singer for the Morehouse College Glee Club. We also had Harry Dean Lindsay, the biology major and film minor graduate. He's involved in film, interested in Nollywood. He was in South Africa, but he's back here doing things in the entertainment industry. Albert Adekunle Gomez happens to be the Lagos coordinator who is helping them find their way around. And then Schneider Grandpierre, it's Morehouse College. He was one of those who was singing up there as well as Patrick Okpara, who is of Our Lady of Perpetual Help, and John Otoyin, who is also Our Lady of Perpetual Help. So all of them, those are the people you saw upstairs, just putting things together. Yeah.
And there are just a few of 40 people you said that are coming to perform?
The 40-man crew will be in town, so when they do come in, then they'll perform. They'll join up with them, and then it will be very interesting to go back and watch. So you can imagine 1972 was the very first. And so they took all that back then. That cultural exchange between US and Nigeria, education, this are part of the advantages of all of those, taking our culture, which many people don't even take seriously back here.
Which leads me to our first tweet here.
Why?
I'm telling you, it does lead me there. I mean, look at what he's a prof. Professor Imonoka Enakena says this in his first tweet. What an amazing trio. And the group, backed with education, they have already established their cloud with Morehouse College Glee Club. They are not extenuating. They are tenuously having the zeal to write their own story without being pugnacious. Prof, come on. Come on.
What do you expect? He's a
He's a prof. Chamberlain?
Okay, well, this only comes from Oshino. He's talking about something different. State of the polity. Well, he says, the real challenges of poverty, unemployment, insecurity, poor infrastructure, corruption, nepotism, injustice in the Nigerian foundation are not being brought to the front burner. Instead, personal ambitions are being fought as if Nigeria is their personal estate.
I guess we can't talk enough about that. Okay, from Oshinawa, let's go to Pastor Law Alpha Cross. And he's talking about banking in Nigeria. Recapitalization of Nigerian banks should be a continuous process. It's obvious some banks have become sickly and now deploy illegal measures to pilfer depositors' hard-earned money.
And then Festus says, there are many deprived areas in Lagos, especially Lagos mainland, which has been turned into a jungle. The ban on Okada should bring sanity to some of these areas, but only a regeneration initiative can improve the range of societal issues in these deprived areas. So there you go. Thank you very much indeed for at least sending a comment or two. That is the show today. What a week it's been. We thank you all. We hope that you'll keep it locked here not just now. We'll be back next week. Some of us tomorrow. But all the same, thank you. I'm Chamberlain. So.
I'm Ayomakide. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend.
And I am Bukola Samuel Wemimo. Have a wonderful weekend.